Yes, people. Welcome back to Tribe Talk Live. This is episode 5. Today we have Ola, aka Mr. Fitspiration. He's an athlete, plays football, and he's a personal trainer as well. So yeah, hopefully he can come in the live soon. But just to let everyone know, the talk I did with Omalulu last week will be uploaded later on today on YouTube, the full talk. But without further ado, let's get Ola in. Yo,
Yo, my guy, what's good?
how you doing?
I'm all right. I'm all right. How are you?
I'm good, bro. It's been a
Yeah,
while.
man.
It's been a while.
Oh man, hey, look at myself
Hey,
on camera. My hair's moving nuts. Yeah, man. It's been a while. It's been
the
a while.
caveman's out, boy.
I know, man. No barbers. So I'm not forcing it. I'm not forcing it. Don't
What
need
you
a trim
doing?
anyway.
What are you doing right now? Busy.
No, I went to the shop. Obviously, there's still queues in that. So on my way back, I thought I'd just sit in the car and rather than trying to make my way home.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, let's get into it, man. So yeah, first things first. Like, who is Ola? Who is Mr. Fitspiration? Where did it all start for you?
Um, Ola is a sports person.
Mm-hmm.
I play sports pretty much as far back as I can remember. Whether it was team sports, individual sports, getting involved and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And in terms of growing as someone that was teaching, coaching, that's probably come in the last like 5, 6, 7 years. I
Mm-hmm.
probably just don't doing most things for myself. But then there's always been the case of someone's asking me, "Oh, how did you do what you just done?" And then you sort of pass on that trait and that training. Um, so in terms of building to that, I started in schools to be fair, because
Okay.
playing football we got the opportunity to do our level 1s and level 2 coaching.
Mm-hmm.
So I enjoyed that. Took it into schools as part of practice, doing my youth modules as well. Thinking, yeah, football, gonna coach it, gonna play it, do my thing. But then at schools, obviously, you work within the curriculum,
Yeah.
so there's obviously variation depending on time of year, and
Yeah.
I really enjoyed variation. So as I did my youth modules thinking I'm going to go into academies, and I thought at the same time I'm enjoying the school aspect of things. So I decided, okay, cool, I'm gonna not go into clubs. I'm going to use sports and sort of the variations, and then go into something else, which I ended up being in a leisure center, working with kids. And I think within that leisure center, I've done pretty much every role that was available. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I've done every role available there.
You're talking
I
about the
worked,
rec, yeah?
yeah, Brixton Rec. I worked front of house, back of house with the seniors, with the youngsters.
Yeah.
Um, so I done everything to cover sort of as much as possible. And then yeah, I think one time we are doing sales, and obviously Gary was saying he's going over to do sales at PT and stuff, and I thought, oh yes, that's good for you, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Then he called me with a discount code, and I was like, okay, cool, with your discount code I can do my PT. And so again, even at the time, it was still a case of I'm working within leisure, I'm all right within the community, but let me have
Mm-hmm.
some more sort of certificates on my back.
Yeah.
And then from there, probably started to take it a bit more serious after doing the course, in terms of, okay, cool,
Mm-hmm.
there's opportunity here. But as I say, with other things, you always have to sort of learn on the job. So even with the certificate, I was like, where do I go from here?
Yeah.
But I've always enjoyed playing sports and doing fitness, so it was a case of just passing on that information. And as I gained more knowledge, sharing the knowledge, and I guess it's something that I've been doing. So it
Mm-hmm.
wasn't hard to settle into it. It was just a case of
Take it to
thinking
another
about, okay,
level.
cool, yeah, just taking it to the next thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's me, man. Sports and fitness, I guess that's me.
Sports and fitness, yeah.
Yeah.
So how's you mentioned that obviously you play football as well. How's that going for you? Like, obviously, because you coach and deliver knowledge and train people, and that's all external. But like, in terms of like your own journey there, like how's football going for you?
Um, Football was the dream. Obviously,
Yeah,
you coming from you coming from the estates. Football is the dream,
that's it.
and you get very close. And when I was coming through, it was a case of there was a lot of footballers. Not to say there's not a lot now, but everybody wanted to play football.
Yeah, yeah. That's
And
how it is.
when you get to a level and there's someone taking you to clubs and here and there, it doesn't happen to everybody. So I was fortunate enough to be good enough to go trial on trial and trial and trial. And I ended up at Spurs, but even before I started college, I was at Bolton, I was at Aston Villa.
Okay.
So I thought, yeah, the pro game, I'm there. One way or another, I'm there.
Uh-huh.
But everything I learned through that and falling into the semi-pro game, it's allowed me to add value to the youngsters. So obviously, I know you've spoken to Rowan
Yeah,
before, but obviously we've done stuff, even done stuff with yourself in terms of
yeah,
helping them facilitate, giving them something that bit extra that we maybe never had then. And
yeah.
obviously now as we grow up is now using my skill set and still playing semi-pro, but my skill set now within football is okay, cool. I know many managers. I know other players who've become managers. I've got myself into a position where if a youngster is good enough and he's training with somebody that I know and they can sort of give him some reference, there's more of a passage. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
This is where you're going to go. It's not a trial. It's almost a guarantee. You just do what we know you can do, and
Mm-hmm.
it's more of that. Back in the day, it was you're looking left and right.
Hustle.
Where's my next opportunity coming from? So obviously, it's a case of now the youngsters, you're trying to give them as much opportunity as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Even when it comes down to the training, when we were training as youngsters, it was like run up the hill in the park, run down the hill, do some kick ups, but now you can get a bit more technical with things.
More
You can
structured,
give
yeah.
them that sort of academy level they're aiming for. So,
Yeah, yeah,
and with
yeah.
myself playing, I'm just enjoying it now. So, when it
Mm-hmm.
comes back, it just comes back, and it is
Yeah.
what it is right now. I just play. I play. It's my outlet. When I play ball, I don't think of anything else.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's good.
So like what's your thoughts and opinions on everything that's currently happening, obviously, with coronavirus? And I think it would be a bit insensitive of us not to mention the Black Lives Matter movement as well.
Mm.
So what's your opinion on everything going on? I
So,
know,
so,
yeah, I know. It's not. That's not even an easy. That's a hard question. I know
yeah.
there's many layers.
Yeah.
But in a nutshell, like what could you say about it?
Personal opinion on the whole COVID thing is it's very unfortunate. However, it's come about, something's come about that's impacted everybody one way or another. Some
Yeah.
people have lost people. Some people have fought with others to get through an illness. People are looking after themselves better than ever. But again, that's an impact. So you have to change what you're used to.
Mm-hmm.
So where we stand now, obviously is listen to Boris and try and use your common sense and be smart. Yeah, we wanna go back to some sort of normality, but it's just being smart, and we don't know what it is, and the
Mm-hmm.
unknown is scary. So we got to play it by ear and just be smart at what we do. It's very crazy, but that's the only thing I can say of COVID. It's just crazy.
Yeah.
In terms of the Black Lives Matter, it's not new, but it's great that um, there's extra emphasis on it now. I say to people, obviously, 4 years ago, I remember doing the marches 4 years ago, and the focus then was just black on black, and
That's
black
it. Yeah.
brothers just dying, just dying. So we're like, put the guns down and all this. And all that. Now it's obviously a case of the increase in the injustice in relation to everything. And I think as us as generation, we've grown.
Mm-hmm.
And so what we've experienced, we're now able to articulate it a bit better. And we're more grown-ups to say, okay, cool, like, I don't want this anymore. As a child, I'm not saying as a child 4 years ago, but there's a difference in 4 years. So you can
Yeah.
now
Definitely.
you can articulate yourself better and try and be a bit more
Mm-hmm.
dominant in terms of how you're trying to do things. And if we can keep consistency, hopefully there is some sort of breakthrough. It's not the magic
Yeah.
pill, but every generation sort of has to do something, it seems, to make them easier for the next generation to do something that's progressive as well.
Yeah. So how obviously you're PT and everything else, and it's had a huge impact on everyone. How have you been overcoming everything that's going on?
It was tough, I'm not gonna lie, because even I was still working in the city until the end of February, and
Yeah.
then I left there and thought to myself, okay, March, I'm gonna take some time off, my birthday month, and then April hit it hard. I've done a lot of work in terms of networking. So just make sure that I'm putting things where I need to put things and make things kick off.
Mhm.
But obviously, when I was in Dubai, UK got shut down. So I was thinking, oh snap! When I come back, where do I go from there? But it's
Mhm.
allowed me to sort of maybe put my focus into the online virtual system, which needed to be done, or I can't do anything on the roads, so I needed to
Yeah.
be virtual. So it's something that was brand new to me. Took focus into that, and I spent more time on my Instagram as well, and I built a platform that I could work with. And then in
Mhm.
relation of if I can work with it, I'm able to deliver from it.
That's it.
And then luckily enough, obviously people have taken into it, and I've done I've done a May self-care plan just to grow structure with individuals and giving them ideas and workouts and consistency. And then I've just tried to put out content that's valuable to people in terms of the consistency and workouts,
Mhm.
and the traction coming back it's been good.
Yeah.
So providing positive energy and all that kind of stuff has been good, and then traction coming back has been, I see what you're doing, it's good, I want to get involved, and it allows you to sort of edge out a bit further than you normally would do when you're
That's
doing
it.
online stuff. So again, it's
It's
just
almost a
building that
blessing.
platform, yeah, and it's
It's
just
almost
trying
a
every
blessing
day.
in disguise because you're fully out of your comfort zone, and it's forcing yourself to adapt.
Yeah.
So like when things go back to normal, you have like almost this armor, and um, bag of tricks, if you were.
Mm,
Um, there's just more of you. Um, that it's more, you can offer more to people basically.
100%.
Um, so what everything is starting to like ease off a little bit now. But like, what's your plans? What's your plans for the future?
Um, I'm loving the virtual side of things. So I would like to build that better.
Mm-hmm.
Probably seek a bit more help in terms of how I can go about it. I've done a lot. I've always been someone that I want to try it myself,
Yeah.
and then if I ask somebody, at least I know a way that I want it to be done, or I'd like it to be done, so we can always have good communication about that. So I'll stick with the virtual, but I love being outside. So I've been doing a few like outdoor sessions here and there.
Mm-hmm.
So it's trying to sort of collaborate the two, um, and then build a community around that. So if I was to start trying to put out like, I don't know, like programs,
Yeah.
community based stuff, there'll be a sort of that community set already. That,
That's
okay,
it.
cool. As a group, this is what we're gonna do, and everybody can come in and tell. Apart from that, it's just keep putting out the value. I've always
Mm-hmm.
thought if when I learn, everybody else must learn, sort of thing.
That's it.
So just sharing the value. So no massive plans. Just see how it goes. Play it by ear. Keep being persistent on the virtual, and then slowly creep onto outdoors and add it to as a collaboration, sort of thing.
Yeah. I mean, it is all about literally adding value to people's lives.
Mm.
Um, but thank you for that. I got 8 solid questions here for you that I've collected throughout the week from others. Um, so are you ready?
Yeah, let's go.
All right. So the PT side of things, what advice would you give someone on standing out as a PT?
As cliche as it is, I wouldn't say aim to stand out. Obviously, the whole cliche of just be yourself. That is your standout. Um, don't try and be somebody you're not,
Yep.
because it's going to be part time. Your consistency, I guess, is the number one in standing out. And if you're yourself, you can obviously be more consistent than anything else.
Mm-hmm.
So in terms of standing out, it's just picking one or two things that you know you're very good at, building on it, and just being consistent on it. And then from there, you'll build that sort of that group that know you for that thing, and then you
Mm-hmm.
just play on from there. Yeah,
Working on your strengths personally
yeah,
rather than trying to be someone extra.
yeah. You can see that you'll see people out there that are doing great things and they're getting great traction from it, but that's them. You know what I mean? That's
Yeah.
them. That's their thing, and let them do that. And then you can use it as sort of you can use it as your thing. Like look at it and use it as maybe some admiration sort of thing, or use it as a plot to pull onto you. But
Mm-hmm.
it's not a copycat system. You know what I mean? It's just
That's it.
use it as little as you can to benefit you.
Mm-hmm. Someone else asked, what's what's your advice for someone that wants to become a PT rather than stand out?
Do your qualification, number one.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, it's like I tell people about driving. You never stop learning how to drive. Your
Yeah.
qualifications are just a piece of paper. And again, once you find that thing that you're really good at, work on it, learn it. Things always change in the PT game. And it's not the people or anything, it's just the knowledge. So always stay on top of the knowledge. And the more knowledgeable you can be, the more creative you can be. So yeah, get the certifications, but don't see it as, yeah, I'm certified, I'm a PT, just going to get out there. See it as, this is just the sort of cement to continue
Continuous
building
process.
the house. Yeah.
So yeah, what was your motivation behind becoming a coach slash PT?
I
I think
think it was,
we went through it a little bit at the start,
yeah.
but yeah.
I think overall it was just a case of, as a youngster, you get minimal opportunities, and then no one's really around to take you through it. Like, and that, as you get older, it's a case of, you could have done this or you could have done that. So that's why I started with the youngsters, in just terms of giving direction. Not to make it tunnel vision, because you got to learn from mistakes and stuff, but to almost make it a bit more narrow in terms of, okay, cool, this is your channel right here. You go left or right, it is what it is, but this channel here is pretty secure. At the end of the road, there's a door. What's through the door is what it is. But most times when we were growing up, it's like, here's your channel. Don't know where the door is, but just go. And there was minimal direction, and you're looking left and right and trying to ask questions, and no one's really got anything like proper to say. So in terms of coaching, I went to the youngsters like, cool, I want to deliver something that's going to be able to put you in good stead. That when somebody comes and says, cool, this is it, you are set, and it's just do what you know how to do. And then again, it was more of a, some players were so good, but when it came to getting the opportunity, they were lost. Like mentally, they're scared. So again, that was a factor of, okay, with the youngsters now, putting them into pressure situations before they get into pressure situations, and mentally getting them stronger, building their confidence and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I went into it as a coach that's gonna sort of mold someone better for their own self-confidence, and then obviously everything else came, because I think obviously self-confidence is number one. Everyone's got a skill set, so if it is what it is, you can always build on that. But mentally, it's always a case of, if you feel like, I'm on the pitch with so and so talking football, I don't know what I'm going to do, or when you leave the pitch and you have regrets, then it's almost woulda, coulda, shoulda. You don't want any of that. So yeah, I felt that myself massively loads of times, being on the pitch and leaving the pitch like, I could have done that, I could have done this. So yeah, it's just building confidence, and I guess that's what pushed me into the whole coaching avenue in the first place, doing my level 1, level 2.
It seems like it was a very straightforward path into what you're doing now. Like, it was almost, you were doing it already.
Somewhat, yeah, somewhat. It was still a side, because obviously I was thinking football, and then obviously I was still doing like law, and I was still doing law. I was thinking, I'm gonna leave college and do law. I was loving law as A level. I was loving it. I don't know why. I was just
You
thinking,
studied law, yeah?
yeah, I studied law A level, and I
Okay.
was thinking, yeah, this is gonna be me. I was talking to people on the ends, like, yeah, what's your actors phrase for that? What's this and that? So I was like, okay, cool. But then I was fortunate enough to be offered a contract for the first team at Woking, and then from there it was just football and coaching. So the law had to take, once I finished my A levels, the law had to take a back seat, and then try and play by ear and see if this was the avenue. And then maybe from once finishing college was a case of, okay, I'm going to go and do sports and management marketing. It's all going to be sports, something related.
Yeah.
So yeah, it became there.
What was it about law that you liked?
You know what? I don't know what. There was nothing specific. I think it was just knowing more, knowing how things were figured out, knowing that not to say there were loopholes, but there were always some ways around things. And then some of the cases were just amazing. There's some great cases that we went through, and you're thinking, wow. And then obviously, as you learn things, you can almost see it in your own life. You can see it amongst people that you know, and you're like, okay, cool. I can help somebody do something.
Yeah.
I can. So again, it was on that helping aspect. Okay, I can learn all this. Someone comes to me with a question, we're set.
Yeah, that is
We can
interesting.
articulate ourselves properly to
Yeah,
get out of a situation. You know what I mean?
yeah, that is interesting. Like actually knowing, having that heart to actually understand something that you wouldn't normally.
Oh
You
yeah.
know, you see programs on TV, you see documentaries on it, and you know you're kind of lost because there's so many loopholes and
Mm.
so much information to take in. But yeah, I can understand why, definitely, why you'd be attracted to that. Um, so yeah, what's your advice on making the most of each day?
Break it down. I say to people that just break it down.
Mm-hmm.
Everything you break down from the back end of your day to the beginning, if you start to just knock those things off the list, it's becoming an effective day. You're being
Mm-hmm.
efficient. So even if you don't get through the whole list, at the end of the day, you can look back at it and say, cool, I've done this in the morning, done this, rather than saying, I'm going to wake up in the morning and then by 5 o'clock, I want to have done this. If you break it down into maybe the process of getting to that 5 o'clock step or anything like that, nothing too technical. Don't want to overdo it.
Mm-hmm.
You wake up and go, okay, I'm awake. Good thing. I'm going to brush my teeth. All
Yeah.
these kind of things, you just start knocking off the list and it becomes success after success. And you know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? You can look at that as, okay, cool. I can do it. Once I say it, I can do it. So it's just
Yeah.
putting yourself forward, and no day is going to be the same. But I think if you look at it as something you've said has been accomplished, that is an effective day. And
Yeah.
then obviously over time, you can maybe start to build routines and schedules and stuff like that. But as the small steps are the greatest steps to sort of conquer and be consistent with,
Yeah. So start small and then
as
build on
always.
that. So
As
do
always.
you have do you have like goals that you break down into long term, short term, anything like that?
Um, what in terms of fitness or general life?
General life.
Um, Nothing massive. Nothing massive. Like let's say when we came into lockdown, I was like, boy, I can't keep staying up till 3, 4 o'clock. I can't keep doing it. I'm telling myself I'm gonna wake
Yeah.
up at 6, 7, 8 or whatever. So short term or long term was that I'm gonna be going bed before 12.
Mm-hmm.
So short term was like, okay, 3 o'clock. I'm gonna try and tuck myself in by 2,
Yeah.
sort of thing. Tuck myself in by 1. Um, and I'm gonna force myself to wake up or get out of my alarm the first time. So if my alarm goes off at 7, I need to be up. I
Mm-hmm.
was too used to. So those are little short term. So it gets to the stage where your body just starts to reset. So
Yeah.
now I can be in the, even if I'm not falling asleep, I can be in the bed before 12,
Mm-hmm.
and knowing that when the alarm goes off the first time, I've put it far enough now where I have to get up and go and get it. So
Yeah.
those are the changes. First 2 weeks, I was all over the place, all over the place.
Of course.
So it's good to get back in some sort of routine. And obviously I started running last month. So my
Yeah.
runs are always in the morning, again expending some energy, and then I guess it brings me into fatigue earlier in the night. So
That's
it all
it.
worked out, yeah.
Um, you're saying that you like took a month off when this whole thing started.
Yeah.
Um, for your birthday and everything. What you said you were in Dubai?
Yeah, I went to Dubai, yeah.
What is it? Was that just to celebrate, or was that to work and everything? Or
Oh no, that's to celebrate. I was thinking, work. Let me just go to Dubai. I went there probably just in time because as I
yeah,
was leaving, they were starting to lock things down as well. So I was like,
okay.
boy, yeah, I caught everything at the good time. I was able to get back.
How long were you out there for?
Um, 5 nights. 5 nights.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah. Can't do Dubai for too long now. I've done it enough. That's right.
yeah. So yeah, someone else asked, how do you stay consistent with your goals? Because consistency is key, of course.
Consistency is majorly key, but again, it's not beating yourself up because you're
Yeah,
gonna have good days, you're gonna have bad days. Like I say to people now, it's about being consistently good rather than trying to be sort of great on the odd occasion.
yeah, or perfect.
Um, so it's if you go Monday to Sunday, and let's say we're using a run for example, and you say, okay, Monday every day I'm gonna run 5K, but by Thursday you're feeling fatigued, which is it's gonna happen,
Mm-hmm.
and then you think I'm not gonna run. Some people look at it and go, ah. Oh, damn, I got to start all over again. I'm going to start on Monday. Just
Yeah, yeah,
continue your week. Next day, run 5K if you can. Sometimes you got to listen to the body, and you got to realize that it's not part time. So it's a long term thing. It's a lifestyle. There's going to be days, there's going to be months and days you're at your peak.
Yeah.
There's going to be months and days where you have to sort of relearn and reframe the mindset to adjust and settle and take some days off. Maybe focus on nutrition a bit differently. Maybe, you know, things happen. You can't be at your peak all the time. But the consistency is always wanting to go. So knowing that I'm not feeling it today. Like even today, I thought today I'm going to wake up and go for a run. I woke up and like, no, not today. But I'm not going to beat myself. I'm not going to beat myself up. I'm going to be like,
Nah.
okay, you know, I'll go tomorrow. Tomorrow's another day. So I know I've walked around. I know I'm in my car now, but I've done my walks. I've done some videos with my sister. So I've got a little bit of workout. And we've done other things. And the day's still being productive, you know, still got things going on.
Yeah.
But I didn't do my run. But I'm not beating myself up for not doing that run because tomorrow. And another thing, I'm not going to try and do today's run and tomorrow's run tomorrow. It's just another day, you know what I mean? So that's where the consistency comes in terms of knowing that yesterday was good, it's gone. Today's another day. It is how I feel. I go with it. If I break down, like we said, if we break down those long-term days and bring it into short-term goals, as I knock one off, it's a success. The more you can push through small successes, mentally you're in a good set. So you just keep pushing through.
Yeah. Next one. How do you, I think this is an important one, especially for a PT as well. How do you balance your time and energy on a daily basis? I think we kind of covered it, but as a PT as well, I think it's as a coach in general, like you mentally, like if you don't get your stuff done almost before training others, like because you give others so much mental energy, at the end of the day, drained. So yeah, how do you balance that?
It's difficult. I'm not gonna lie. This is why I have up and down days. But again, it's finding that happy medium. That because there's gonna be some days where this again goes back to, so how do you become a PT? You gotta have the mindset of this is something you want to do because you're gonna have long days and long nights, and they're gonna just roll into one.
Yeah.
You're gonna be waking up at 4 o'clock one morning and getting home at 11, 12, and
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
but it's what I started to do is just put it into my schedule. So like you said, it's a case of if I can't get it done in the morning, it'll be in my plan to get it done
That's
12, 1, sometime in the day.
Yeah.
And that plan, that sort of routine has been set, and also the workout. So depending on the time of day and what is going on, I'll try and get through the workout. If I can't get through the whole workout, again, I'm not beating myself up because the day obviously the sort of mental capacity you give to each client all depends on the client that comes and how they're feeling and whatnot. So again, and then if you can get some food in between, everything is dictated by on the hour as you go. But if you can have it scheduled in, then it's your time, and you can't let anyone block your time. If you don't have it scheduled in, you just go and you go, I'm going to train when I'm free, or I'm going to relax when I'm free. Then it's never going to come because something's always going to be in the way. So putting yourself as priority over time, I've learned that it's massively key to be able to then give your total energy to people. You got to be 100%.
Yeah.
So
it's a massive when it comes to
what is your routine?
Massive subject when it comes to coaching, trying to get that balance. And also, yeah, like you said, understanding that, you know, not every day is the same. You just have to work with what you got on that day. You win some, you lose some. But as long as most of them, that's it. As long as you win the war, not the battle, not all these little battles, then that's what really matters, you know.
All is well.
So yeah, hold on. Yeah, this is a good one, especially for you, I think. What does optimal health mean to you?
When I say that, I take it back to old school, and it's just the ability to sort of meet the demands of the environment you're in, to be able to do what you do to the best that you can deliver. So there isn't a focus on it. It's just whatever you do it to your best. So you don't want to be feeling fatigued doing it or fatigued afterwards. You want to know that you've maxed it out and you can recover from it. But in general, I look at it as sort of limbs and muscles and fine tuning, general sort of endurance in terms of people walk around in London a lot. Are you able to get from tube station to your office without are you being out of breath? That kind of stuff. But yeah, it's just being able to meet the demands of your environment, essentially, whatever your lifestyle, handle it,
I like that.
sort of thing.
If you could break down what optimal health means to you, like obviously the mental and physical side.
But to me, as in how I portray it,
Yeah, like to you personally.
um, it's
Actually,
being
both.
able.
We can cover both of you. Like,
Yeah, it's for me, it's being able to consistently provide.
hmm
It's being able to consistently provide value in a sense of it makes sense. I never want
yeah,
to feel like I'm waffling, I'm overdoing it, and I never want to feel like I'm forcing it.
mm,
So it's being able to want to do what I want to do. I want to mentally say I'm going to do something, and eventually being able to conquer it,
hmm
without feeling like I'm being shut down and I got to go another angle. And in terms of putting out, every client is different, whatever the goal is, but there's always like a foundation of to get to your goal. I want to make sure you're able to sort of conquer the small goals. The
hmm
So we look at sort of mechanics of the body, for example, and if you're not mechanically moving well, but you want big legs, and I know I want to add the compounds of the squats in, but your
yeah,
squats aren't the greatest. Okay, let's start looking at maybe different areas. So
hmm
that's optimally getting you into better health to then allow you to perform better in the long term. Um,
yeah,
so those are the small things I look at every individual. And again, it's that the mindset thing. A lot of things are like I come across clients that maybe aren't used to training or
hmm
only train once a week, and then we sort of build to that two times, three times. If it's not with me, I remember one time someone was like, "Oh, I can't believe she called me. I'm at the gym." I was like, "Oh, you're at the gym?" She's like, "I've never been to the gym without you, and I never went to the gym before you. So now I'm at the gym, and I'm like, those are the small things that
yeah,
are amazing. Now going to the gym, she cycles. It's just different. She's added it to her lifestyle. So what she needs to get done for a day, she knows what she needs to do to add value
hmm
to that day. So
yeah,
those are the kind of things to
yeah. I mean, I
um,
remember when I passed my um, qualification, and the first thing I had quite a good teacher, um, and the first thing he basically said was, your job as a PT is to train people to be able to train themselves alone, train on it, train by
yeah,
themselves
100%,
eventually. That's
100%.
it. But I think a lot of people get that like get money and everything mixed in. It's like I have some clients that they don't train unless they have someone to tell them what to do, and they're
Yeah,
comfortable having someone there all the time. But the ultimate goal should be literally, if I'm not there, you know what to do. You know what I mean? You should
yeah.
know
I
what to
always
do
say that to you. I always say to
eventually
people.
anyway.
Yeah, I always say that
Eventually.
I'm like I'm not gonna be with you forever, but
That's it.
I want to know when I turn my back, you're good to go. Like
That's
I
it.
want to
Yeah.
know that you're not going to another PT unless you want the whole motivation factor of things, or
hmm
something's happened and then you just need that reboot. But
Yeah.
apart from that, you should be able long term to just say, yeah, cool, I'm going to the gym. I know what I need to work. I know other way. If
Yeah.
someone's using the machine, I know I want another way to do it because I've learned it, sort of thing.
Mhm.
Yeah. So
It's
that, yeah, 100% with you.
it's very rare. It's very rare you'll get a client that actually wants to do that though. That's the thing.
Yeah.
It's very, especially if they like training with you. They're like, nah, you're not going anywhere.
Yeah. It becomes more than, yeah, obviously it becomes more than just you're the trainer. You're that accountability
Yeah.
partner. You're that, yeah, motivation during the sessions.
Mhm.
And it's okay. So yeah, I could like, even sometimes I'm like, when I go for, like, say, my runs, for example, I'm like, I'd want to run with someone right now because this is cool. But I
Yeah.
know maybe if someone's running next to me, I'm going to pick up my speed, or they might pick up
Mhm.
their speed. So I'm chasing them. It just becomes a different factor. So having that partner sometimes, or most times, is very beneficial for training.
Definitely. You got that social aspect as well to
Mm.
it. And when you're training with someone, obviously, especially during hard sessions, I don't know what it is about it, but it make you know you go that extra
The
level
extra.
because of it.
Yeah.
Extra, yeah. But yeah, last question. I know you're a busy guy. Um, is fat loss, because I know a lot of people as a PT as well will either come to you because they want to lose weight or they want to build muscle.
Yeah.
But yeah, 9 times out of 10, it's just is losing weight. So is fat loss simply just eating less and moving more?
The foundation wise, yes, essentially. But
Mm,
then there's obviously the intricate details of how you're moving in relation
Mhm.
to what you're putting in.
Mhm.
Because I always believe most people, essentially, you need to build strength. And for you to build strength, we need to put, so like with most clients, I will normally raise the metabolism. So raise their calorie intake for maybe 3 to 6 weeks. And some of them will look at me like, well, I've heard about calorie deficit. And I'm like, yeah, cool, don't worry. But
Yeah.
we're gonna up the intensity in terms of overloading muscles, etc., etc. So you need to have fuel for the muscle. So again, it's what you're putting in during those times. And during that time, there is a process of where you may lose some fat, but essentially you're building strength and the muscles are going to grow. If your muscles are
Yeah.
growing, again, we're looking at a small percentage of fat loss. And then if we were to bring them down again to that calorie deficit, but now it will be what they were used to before. So what you were eat, let's say you're eating 1.5 calories before you met me. Okay, cool. That's, for me, that's even a bit too small. But let's say 1.5, cool. I'm like, let's take it up to 1.7, 1.8.
Mhm.
Let's work. After 3 to 6 weeks, you're gonna feel gaining strength. You might even feel you're sleeping better. You got more energy.
Yeah.
So the mindset around it will be, how are you feeling now? Some of them, the majority of them is like, "Oh, yeah, feeling great, whatever. I'm feeling stronger, fitter, faster, whatever." So it'll be a case of, okay, cool. Let's keep this energy level up, and maybe, if anything, we'll bring the calorie down by just 100, if anything. So we've taken
Yeah.
you up to 1.8. Now we're at 1.7, if that's the case.
Mm.
But we're keeping the strength profile at a mass gain. So essentially, that 95% of the time leads to that fat loss. Again,
Yeah.
I believe if everyone went for that calorie deficit and move more, people will lose weight in general. And when you lose weight, you're losing muscle mass as well as fat. So again, I don't know if people know what they're seeking for when they think about the aesthetic features. You don't want to lose sort of weight in general. You want to
Yeah.
burn fat. To burn fat, ideally, you want to have more muscle.
Mhm.
And I always use people like sprinters. I say sprinters, they give me 100 meters, they eat, they feed those muscles grow, they burn fat. I
Yep.
say, Michael Phelps, what was he eating? 10,000 plus calories and going for a swim. And he
Yeah.
was a lean, mean machine.
Yeah.
So again, it's eating the right amount to fuel your muscles while you progressively load those muscles, and in turn, you will burn fat.
Yeah.
And again, I say it to women as well. It's not to build hench muscles. You need to put in the work. You need to take in crazy things, hormones, and all that comes into
Yeah.
question.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
if you tone those muscles, you will lose fat. So
Yeah.
rather than thinking of it as eat less, work out more, you're not going to have the energy to work out consistently. Again,
Mm.
that comes down to the optimal health and performance. You won't be able to perform optimally if you haven't got the fuels and
Mhm.
to take you through it. So foundation wise, yeah, that statement makes it's a good starting block. And it's something that I do say sometimes, because when I was doing my biomechanics, I remember the tutor was like, as coaches, we got to think science but speak client.
Yeah.
So if you're
Mhm.
speaking client, you just got to keep it that simple. Then obviously you start maybe adding some things on top, but keep it that simple for them, because they don't really need to know the ins and outs. They just want to get to where they are. Then you can start to feed as to why to add that little value on top.
Yeah.
But yeah,
So you almost focus on a feel good factor, like the performance side of things, how
yeah,
the people, the person or the client feels.
yeah. I'm
Um,
all about feeling first. All about feeling
yeah.
first.
Yeah. 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 So almost making them feel good before, you know, and before they even know it, they're losing weight, even
Oh
though
yeah.
they don't feel like, yeah, even though they don't feel like it. I feel this is almost too much food type of thing.
Hmm.
But in reality, you're only taking it down a little bit. But long term, it equals fat loss
Yeah.
ultimately anyway.
100%. It's all about the
Yeah,
feel. I'm all about the feel good. All about the feel good.
yeah. That is ultimately what it's about. But yeah, bro, that's the last question. Um, I appreciate that.
No worries, man. It's
Um,
good. It's good.
in, yeah, enjoy the rest of your Sunday. I know
You
you're,
too.
very busy right now.
Yeah, I got some plans to write. Oh, man. Sundays. It's supposed to be chill days, but yeah,
It is what it is, man. Yeah,
we work.
it
We
will
work.
come eventually.
Yeah, we
But
work.
hopefully I see you soon.
Yeah.
Other than that, I appreciate you. Can't thank you enough.
No worries, man.
But yeah, I'll see you soon. Yeah.
Have a good evening.
Thank you very much.
No worries. See ya.
Yes. Thank you, everyone that listened into that. Very informative, especially as a PT or a coach. I hope you learned a little bit on there. Thank you again to Ola, aka Mr. Fitspiration. Other than that, this whole full talk will be posted at the end of next week, and then I'll be posting little snippets throughout the week as well. But other than that, thank you for your support. Thank you for tuning in, and I will see you next Sunday or next week at some point with another person of influence. Thank you very much.